menu bar, which is there for MS Word, all those things. And here this menu bar, home, insert, annotate, parametric, this is the main toolbar of AutoCAD. And here below this we are having different icons, and this first one is the modify toolbar. Modify toolbar means whatever the icons available in this modify toolbar, these icons are used to modify the diagram. Whatever the diagram you have drawn already, to modify the diagram we use this modify toolbar commands. And this is the draw toolbar. So whatever the icons, whatever the commands available in this draw toolbar, line command, polyline, circle, these are used to draw the diagrams. And after drawing by using this draw toolbars, any modifications are required, we use this modify toolbar commands. And this is to write the text on the drawing, to show the dimensions on the drawing, we use this annotation toolbar. This layers, groups, layers we will discuss later, not required for today's class. And this properties means only to change the colors, all those things. So we can use this block toolbar also, we will discuss later. Block and layers we will discuss later. And generally for EC, only for civil and mechanical students only, generally we discuss about block and layers toolbars, very much important for them. You are ECE students, so when you come to laboratory offline, that time we will discuss this block and layers. So by meanwhile, today I will discuss about this draw toolbar and this annotation toolbar, which are required in each and every class. And this modify toolbar is not required every time. So when these icons are, these commands are required, that time I will discuss about this modify tools. Okay, and this is about toolbars here. And here at the bottom of the screen, type a command is there now. This is command prompt. At this command prompt, if you type any command, that command will get activated. And here at the bottom also some icons are there. So see here, this first one is grid icon, grid mode. Now this grid icon is on, display drawing grid on. If it is in slight blue color, it is on. If it is like, if the icons are like this, these are off mode. So this grid is on. Suppose if you off this grid, the grid will go on here. Generally, if grid is there or not there, there is not much difference for our engineering graphics, but for civil engineering drawings, this grid is very much important. If grid is there only, they can easily draw the civil engineering drawings. So better you can keep on, off. If you off the grid also, not a problem. So grid means just like a graph sheet, we can get these boxes, sphere boxes. And this next one is, this is snap mode. Now this snap mode is off. Suppose if you on this snap mode, what happens? This gives the restriction over the cursor. Now see, this is the cursor, this plus mark what is there on the screen. This cursor can move anywhere on the screen, on the grid here. And this snap mode, if you on this snap mode, it will give some restriction to this movement of this cursor. See here, if you go to snap settings, here snap X spacing is given as 0.5. So if I change this snap X spacing to 5, for example, equal X and Y spacing, so automatically Y spacing also becomes 5 here. So I change snap spacing as 5 and 5, X direction, Y direction. So now see, if you take any command, if you on this snap mode, see the movement of the cursor. Can you see any difference in the
Yeah,
movement of
it's
the?
moving fast, ma'am.
It is not exactly moving fast. From here it moves to this place only. In between it can't move. Here to here. In between, if I want to draw anything in between, it will not come in between, because the snap spacing in X direction is given as 5. 5 is from here to here, this is 5 units distance. So in between 5 units, if you want to draw anything in between at 1 unit or 2 unit, this cursor will not move between at a distance of 5 units only. The cursor is allowed to move. In y direction also same thing, 5 and 5, like this. So that is a restriction over the cursor. So the usage of this snap mode is, suppose if all the dimensions given in your particular drawing is multiples of 5 or multiples of 10, if the dimensions are like that, it is easy to pick up the points. If they are multiples of 10, you give the spacing as 10 and 10, you easily pick up the points at 10 spacing. So for that purpose we use this snap mode, but in our drawings our dimensions are not like that, so keep this off always, right? And then this one, ortho mode. If you on this ortho mode, we can able to draw only orthogonal lines. That means only horizontal lines and vertical lines only we can able to draw. If you keep your cursor here away from that line also, see the line will not come in inclined direction because the ortho mode is off. So if you click the point here also, it will take the point here only, not here. See, only vertical lines and horizontal lines only we can able to draw. If you click the mouse away from the line also, it will take that end only, it will not come inclined lines. Suppose if you off this one, now see, you can able to draw inclined lines also. If you on this ortho mode, we can't draw inclined lines. So if all drawings are horizontal and vertical lines, if the drawing contains all horizontal and vertical lines, in those cases it is easy to draw when you on this ortho mode. Next, this polar tracking not required now. When it is required, this is isometric drawings. So this is useful in last chapter, not now. And see here, this is very important. Object snap, we also call as O snap. If you keep your cursor on the icon, it will show what is that command, it will display on the screen. Object snap command or O snap. So if you keep this O snap command on, what happens if you want to draw anything? See here, if you come to the end point, already the end point is displayed in green color with a square box. If you come to center, the center point is midpoint is displayed in triangular way. And here this is also another end point of a line. This is the end point of a line, midpoint of line. If you come closer to the line, nearest point. So these points are highlighted. So if these points are highlighted, what happens? Suppose from this end point of line, if you want to draw another line somewhere here. So if you off this O snap, it is very difficult to pick up this end point. Suppose, see, I off this O snap, and if you want to close this diagram with this corner, for example, see, the corner is not highlighted. So it is very difficult to pick up that corner point. Now it looks like it is exactly on the corner only. Now I will click here, it will closed, but we don't know whether it is exactly closed or not. If you see, if you zoom it and see the difference. There is some gap, there is some break. We can't pick up the exact corner point here. That is the drawback if you don't. So on this OSNAP settings. Now if you on this OSNAP and you want to draw any line, and if I want to pick up this corner point, the corner point is highlighted immediately, the end point of the line. Simply I pick up the end point easily. See, now if you see, if you zoom and see, see, it exactly pick up the end point of the line. But in the previous case, it is not like that. So this OSNAP is very important. Always keep OSNAP on. Yeah, this one. This is OSNAP. Always keep this OSNAP on. And here pan. Pan means, see, if you want to activate any command, you need to type a command here on the command prompt. Here type a command. So pan command, P-A-N, pan. And every time, no need to type full commands. For each and every command, there is one shortcut. So no need to type full PAN pan. For pan command, the shortcut is you can type fully, not a problem. Otherwise, shortcut for pan is simply P. If you type P, automatically it will show. See, for pan, the shortcut is P. For point, the shortcut is PO. For mtext, it is paragraph. Like that, each and everything is for P line, PL is the shortcut. For P edit, P is the shortcut. Like that, everything is displayed here. So, if you want to type, take command pan, simply P, enter. So this hand kind of symbol is there on the screen. It is displayed on the screen. So this pan command is used to move the screen this way and that way, like this. If you want to zoom also, it is easy to move. See, if you zoom the diagram, you can move this way with mouse simply. And if you want to come out of any command, simply press enter button on your keyboard or press escape button. Enter or escape, anything you can come out of the command. Now I press enter, we will come out of the command. So these are the most useful commands for each and every drawing. Now we will see draw commands. In this first one is line command. So simply you click on this icon, line icon, to activate the command. If you click on this line icon also, see line, specify, first point. Always make a habit of reading the sentences which are displayed at the bottom of the screen. So if you try to read these sentences only, you can easily understand how the command is working. And one more thing you need to remember, whatever the commands which are necessary for your engineering graphics classwork, only those commands only we will explain here in the class, because the time is very short, and only for those commands only we have time. And if you want to learn more beyond these commands, you explore yourself, because if you type anything, or if you place the cursor on any command, it will give full description of that command. So it is very easy to learn AutoCAD without any guide or without any teacher. And whatever the commands required for your engineering graphics for your examination purpose, those things we will explain. And coming to line, simply if you click on this line icon also, the line command is activated. If the command is activated, we can able to see here line command. It is asking for first point. Or otherwise, simply on this command prompt, you can type line, L-I-N-E, line. Or the shortcut for line command is simply L. No need to type L-I-N-E, line full form. The shortcut is simply L. L, enter. Line command is activated, or you will click on this icon simply. So specify first point. It is asking for first point. I will click first point on the screen, somewhere on the screen. And next it is asking for specify next point. It is asking for next point. If I click anywhere on the screen, it will take that point as a next point of the line. Suppose here I will click here, so it will take the next point. And again, continuously it is asking for next point, next point, next point. If you press enter or escape, then only it will come out of the command. Up to that level, it is continuously asking for next point, next point. So here, if you click directly on the screen, we don't know how much is the length of the line. But in our engineering graphics, what should we do? We need to draw lines of particular length. We don't draw lines roughly. Suppose if you want to draw a line, the line length should be mentioned in the problem. 50 mm length of line, 60 mm, like that. So only that much length of line only we need to draw. So simply clicking on the screen with cursor is not good while drawing our projections. So if you want a particular length of line, show the direction of the line with your cursor. Suppose if you want to draw horizontal line, show the direction, horizontal direction, right side or left side. Show the direction with your cursor. and then you give the length of the line. So if you want horizontal line, it is very difficult to keep the cursor in the horizontal direction. So better you on this ortho mode at the bottom. This ortho icon, you press here. This ortho is on. Now you get only horizontal and vertical lines. Now show the direction this way. And you need to draw suppose 50 mm length of line. In AutoCAD, everything we should talk in terms of units. We don't talk about millimeters, centimeters, meters like that. Everything we talk in terms of units only. Suppose if you want to draw 50 units line, 50 units means units may be anything. Units may be millimeters, units may be centimeters, units may be meters. That is depending upon the scale you have allotted. So everything we talk in terms of units only. So suppose if you want to draw 50 units of line, I show the direction this way. So from this corner towards right, I need to draw a line of 50. So show the direction with the cursor here and simply type 50. If you type 50, see the command prompt at the bottom here. Here 50 is there. If you type 50, enter. So we get 50 mm line. So from here to here, this is 50 mm. So we draw 50, we can get the 50 mm line if you enter the size. And one more thing is, again if you want to use the same command, now I use line command. It is asking for first point. I click first point somewhere here. For second point, ortho is on, so we can able to draw only horizontal lines or vertical lines only. We can't draw inclined lines. Suppose if you want to draw inclined lines, keep this ortho off. We can get inclined line. In this inclined way also, if you want to draw 50 mm line, just type 50. Enter. So 50 mm line has drawn on the screen. And if you want to draw again 25 mm line, type 25. 25 like this we get. If you want to come out of the command, simply press enter or press escape. The line command is deactivated. Now again if you want to use line command again no need to go for line icon or no need to type line command again. You simply press enter. If you simply press enter, whatever is the previous command we used, the same command is again activated. Again line command is activated here. See here, if OSNAP is on, so it will show endpoint automatically. So pick up the endpoint and draw the line like this. This is about line command. Very simple. AutoCAD is very simple. Only thing is you need to show some interest and some practice. And everything is self-explanatory in AutoCAD. You can learn on your own. So try to install in your systems and try to explore. And next command is polyline. Polyline is also more or less same as line only. Click on polyline icon or you type the command pline, pline or pl. Pl is polyline here. So polyline specifies start point. So if I specify starting point somewhere here, it is asking for specify next point, next point, next point, next point, same as before. So, but what is the difference between line and polyline? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between why two different commands are given? Here also we get this kind of lines only. Here also we get same kind of lines. But we have two different commands for line and polyline. The difference between these two is in this, if you draw the diagram using line command, each and every line, each and every segment act individually. If you want to select, only that segment is selected. But here if you want to select, the total line is selected. So if you draw any line with using polyline command, the total line, all segments act as a single unit, single entity. But here all segments are individual entities. That is the difference. And here in the polyline, there are some other options. Take the first point, specify, it is asking for next point. Before giving next point, we are having, see inside the bracket, we are having some options: arc, half width, length, undo, width, like that. So many options are there. And in these options, which options are required or necessary, only those things I will explain. Remaining things, if you want, you only check, right? So here first is arc option. See here, before specifying the next point, if you want to change any settings, go to these values. Here arc, in this arc, a is in different color, arc, in these three letters, a is highlighted in blue color. So for this arc, the short form is a. So simply type a and enter, or you can type fully arc also, but no need of type full form. In this, which letter is highlighted, that is the short form for that particular command. So simply a, enter. So instead of, it is asking for next point, instead of straight lines, we will get the curved lines, arcs. That is the arc option. And here you will see some more options. Half width. Half width means if you give, before specifying next point, go to half width option, H, enter. Specify starting half width. Starting half width, inside the brackets, 0 is there. By default, 0 is there here inside the brackets. So if you want to use the same value which is there by default here, you simply press enter. No need to type the value if you want to go with this value. So if you want to change the value, you need to change the value here. Suppose instead of 0, I want to start a line with a width of some 10, for example. Specify starting half width. Whatever the value I have given is only half width, not the full width. If I give 10, half width means full width is 20. Right. Enter. Specify ending half width. Suppose ending half width I will give 20. Enter. See. Starting point width is 20, ending point width is 40. Because I have given half width 10 and 20. Half width 10 and 20 means full width is 20 and 40. Like that we get the line. And here instead of half width we have width option also. W, enter. Starting width I will give 10, same as earlier. Earlier half width is 10, now full width is 10. Ending with 20, 10 and 20 I will give. See the difference. Half width also I will give 10 and 20. We will get 20, 40 here. This is full width option. So 10 and 20 I have given. We get only 10 and 20. This way also we can draw. It depends on drawing. Depending on the type of drawing we get, we use these options. Otherwise, these width options are not required. So if you want to delete, simply click on this object and just press delete button. Simply click here and delete. Or if you want to delete the entire screen, see here, you just with your mouse just drag like this. That is selected. And here please observe, if I drag from left to right, now I am drag from left to right. So this total line is covered in this window and this line is partly covered in this window. So whatever the object which is fully covered in the window, that object only selected if you drag from left to right. If you drag from right to left, now see, this first object is fully covered in the window, but second and third objects are only partly covered. But all objects are selected. So from left to right, if fully covered only, they will select. From right to left, they partly covered also, they will select. And if you simply click delete, those things got deleted. Okay, and zoom command is also there. Zoom command shortcut is Z. Z, enter. Zoom. Zoom all. All means whatever the objects there on the screen, all objects get zoomed. Center means we give one center point and we need to zoom. And dynamic out of all. See, scale means we need to give scale. Suppose if you give 1:2 scale, 1:2 means double the value. So the size of the objects will get doubled like that. Window. In out of all these, extends and window. These two are very, very useful. Zoom extends means, see, you go to extends option. E, enter. So whatever the diagrams there on the screen, those diagrams are fully covered by that screen. That is the zoom extends option. Earlier, the diagram is this way. Earlier it is like this. So this is the only diagram. Very small object here. Now if you go to zoom extends option, whatever the diagram is there on the screen, that diagram is fully covered by the screen. And zoom window, these two are only useful in this zoom. Go to window option, W, enter, you create one window. So inside the window, what are the objects are there, those objects get zoomed out. Okay, whichever is useful to you, use those options. Extends and window, these two are only useful to my belief. And next, circle option. Go to circle icon or simply C, enter. Shortcut for circle is C. C, enter. Or click on circle icon. Specify center point for circle. It is asking for center point of circle. I will specify one point on the screen. Next, specify radius of circle, or inside the brackets diameter is there. So if you want to specify the radius, simply type the radius value here, or simply you click with your mouse. If you click with your mouse, you don't know how much is the radius of the circle. If you want to draw a rough circle, you can directly click with your mouse like this. Or if you want a circle of particular radius, see, I just roughly click for the previous circle. The radius value is 13.75. This is the previous value which is automatically displayed by default in the brackets. So I don't know the radius of this circle, but it is 13.75. Now specify radius of the circle. If you want to go with the same radius, you simply press enter. But if you want to change the radius of the circle, just change 10. I am giving 10 is the radius. Enter. So this is 13.7 radius. This is 10 radius. Or instead of radius, if you want to give diameter, you go to diameter option. First go to diameter option, D, enter. Now it is asking for specify diameter. By default 20 is there. Always here show that default values are always earlier values. Earlier I draw this circle with radius of 10. That is why by default it is shown as diameter is 20. Okay, suppose I give diameter only 10, it will draw a circle with diameter 10. Okay, and instead of this center and radius or center and diameter, there are other options here. 3P, 2P, TTR. Three options are there. 3P means 3-point circle. 3-point circle means on the circumference of the circle, if you pick up any 3 points, if you give any 3 points, through by joining all these 3 points, it will draw a circle. That is 3-point circle. 2-point circle means it is asking for the end points of diameter. First end point and second end point of the diameter, if you give, using that end points as diameter end points, it will draw a circle. That is 2-point circle. TTR means tangent to tangent radius. That means we need to give two tangent objects. Suppose this is one tangent and this is another tangent object. If you give, by touching these two objects, it will draw a circle. That is TTR option. Depends upon your drawing, you select the suitable option. And instead of these three options, already we see center and radius or center and diameter. So before giving specifies, it is asking for center point of circle. So before specifying center point, if you go to this option, 3p, 3p is highlighted. So short form is also 3p only, 3p, enter. Specify first point on the circle. I specify first point somewhere here. Second, it is asking for second point somewhere here. I click second point. It is asking for third point. Third point, 3 points I click here, 1, 2, 3. So through all these 3 points, it will draw a circle. Whatever may be the radius, whatever may be the diameter, but through all those 3 points only, it will draw the circle. 2 point. So if you see the 2 point option, 2p, enter. Specify first end point of circle's diameter. Suppose first circle diameter, I take this as one end point of circle diameter. Second end point, I will take this one. So with the diameter, it will draw a circle. That is 2 point option. Next, TTR. So what is the short form for TTR? T. Only T is highlighted here. So simply T, enter. Specify point on object for first tangent of circle. Suppose I will see, if you come nearer to this circle, it is already highlighted tangent. So if this O snap is off, it is not highlighted. So it is very difficult to pick up a point on the circumference of the circle. Nothing is highlighted. We thought it is exactly on the circumference only, but if you zoom out, there is some gap or there is some intersection. So always keep this O snap on. So if you come nearer, automatically it is highlighted. If you click, it will take the tangent. And specify point on object for second tangent. I take this one. These two circles, which I take as tangent objects. And specify radius of circle. It is asking for radius. So how much is the radius if you give? Suppose I have given radius as 10. Enter. See, by touching this circle and this circle at these points, another circle has drawn with a radius of 10. Suppose in between two objects, if you want to draw a circle, this option is useful. This is about circle. If you click here on this arrow, here also, you get center radius, center diameter, 2 point circle, 3 point circle, tangent, tangent radius, tangent, tangent, tangent. That means all three tangents, if you give also, it will draw a. See, in this diagram, if you see, 1, 2, 3. Three tangent lines have given. With those 3 points as tangents, it will draw a circle. In red color circle is there, like that it will draw. So here also you have options. Directly you can click here also on these options instead of going through command prompt. And next option is arc option. Here also if you click on this, we get 3 point arc. Starting point, center point, end point, starting, center, angle. Different options are there to draw the arc. Start, center, and length of arc. So it is depends on the problem. In the problem, whichever is the data available to draw the arc, depending on that we select. If you select 3 point, simply we give 3 points: starting point, middle, and next point, and end point. With these 3 points, it will draw the arc. Starting, center, end means, see, specify start point of arc. It is asking for starting point of arc. Specify center point of arc. Center point, I will take this center of circle. Specify end point. See, this is the starting point. This is the center. With that starting point and center, it will draw the arc. So from starting point to end point, the arc always drawn in anti-clockwise direction, not in the clockwise direction. That is why we get this kind of arc like this. So depending upon the data with us, we will go for the different options. And this is polygon. In polygon, we can able to draw rectangle or polygons, pentagon, hexagon, all those things. So this is directly rectangle option. Specify first corner point. One corner point I will somewhere click here. Second corner click here. We get a rectangle simply. Or there are many options inside here. Specify first corner point. Instead of giving first corner, go to this option, chamfer. C. Enter. So specify first chamfer distance for rectangles. By default 0 is there. If you go with 0, simply press enter. Otherwise you need to change, you can change. Specify first chamfer distance. I will give some 3. Enter. Specify second chamfer distance also 3. Now specify first corner point, second corner point. See, the corners get beveled. The corners becomes like a angular edges, beveled shape of rectangle we get. This side also 3. This side in x direction, y direction also we give 3 and 3 the chamfer distance. So the corners cut from this corner, it will cut to a length of 3 units. This side 3 units, this side 3 units. We get this kind of beveled shape. And this is chamfer. If you see the fillet option, F, enter. Fillet radius by default 3 is there. I will go with 3 only. So simply press enter. First corner point, second corner. See, rounded corners we get with a arc radius of 3. Here it is beveled edges in x and y direction 3 and 3. And here thickness option is not useful. Thickness means same thing in polyline, how you get the thick lines, that way we get. Specify thickness for rectangle. Suppose I give 2. Corner, second corner, it is not visible. 2 is not visible here.
Yes. Draw parallel lines now first. Yes. See, these parallel lines you must draw. Parallel lines. From 11, 12, 9, 8, 7.
It will not show the thickness. It is in chamfer option, fillet option only. First go to fillet option, rectangle, fillet, make it 0, and then go to thickness option. It will not activate it. Okay, we will see later. This option is not useful for us. Don't know why it is activated. Only thing is, instead of a normal line, we get a line of width 10 mm. That is the only difference. And in here, polygon option is there. Go to polygon, enter number of sides. So from rectangle or from square, we can able to draw if you go to polygon option. So if I give number of sides 5, we get pentagon. Specify center of polygon. I will specify center of polygon somewhere here. And we have 2 options, inscribed in circle, circumscribed about circle. By default I is there. I is for inscribed in a circle. That means suppose if a circle is there, inside this circle we get a polygon. Subscribed about circle means outside the circle, by touching the circumference of circle we get one polygon. That is the difference. If you go to inscribe circle option, specify radius of circle. It is asking for radius. You simply click with mouse also, or we give radius value also. I will give radius as 5. Enter. So circle is not visible for us, but if you imagine a circle is there, by touching all these corners outside the polygon, the radius of that circle is 5. That is the meaning. Now, instead of this inscribe circle, subscribe circle method, there is one more option, edge option. Edge means how much is the width of this one side of the polygon, that value we need to give. So go to edge option, E, enter, specify first end point. I am giving the end point here, specify second edge. So if I specify second edge here, it will draw polygon with that side. Or if you simply click with mouse also, or if you want a polygon of particular size, we can give. Suppose I will give 5. 5 is the edge value. Enter. So with 5 as the side of the polygon, 5 units, the pentagon is created. This is about polygon option. Next is ellipse option. Ellipse means specify center of ellipse. Specify center of ellipse, center. Specify end point of axis. If ortho of on. One end point, major axis end point. If I specify minor axis end point also, ellipse is displayed here. Center of ellipse, end point of one axis, end point of other axis. So I click center here, end point here, one end point, this is major axis end point. Again I click somewhere here, minor axis end point. So instead of clicking simply on the screen, we can give values also. Here it is next option, specify axis end point, center, axis end point. Instead of clicking here, you simply give values also. 10. Other axis I am give 5. So from center I have given 10 this direction, from center this direction 5. Ellipse has created. This way we draw. In many options in ellipse also, instead of center option, axis means first see the diagram 1 2 3. In this 1.1 and 2 are the endpoints of major axis. If you give first 2 points, it will take as 1 and 2 endpoint of major axis. If you give third point, that is from major axis the half of the distance of minor axis. That way it will take. If you go to this arc, this is elliptical arc. Instead of circular arc, in this arc option we get circular arc. Instead of that we go for elliptical arc if you take this command. Elliptical arc is not required for you. Only circular arcs we are used. And this is about this is hatch command. This hatch command we will discuss at the time of sections of solids. If you cut the section, the cutting portion is shown with this hatch lines, inclined lines at an angle of 45 degrees. So this option we will see by that time. So these are the basic draw commands: line, polyline, circle, arc, polygon, and ellipse. So by using these basic commands, now in points and straight lines, we draw only lines and arcs only. No other commands are required. So if you go to planes, the remaining commands are necessary. Okay, these are about basic commands. Now we will see, already last class we discussed about the points. So now we will see how to draw those diagrams. I just show one. Remaining things you can draw easily. So in drawing, while drawing projections of points, first you need to draw XY line. So for drawing XY line, we go to line command. First point, second point. We draw XY line. So after drawing XY line, we need to indicate it is X and Y. So for that, we need to go to text option. So if you go to text option, text, single line text, don't go for multi-line text because we are using only single alphabets only. Specify start point of text. Style means if you want to change the style of the text, Times New Roman or anything, we go to style, otherwise no need. Justify option is also useful for multi-line text, not here. So specify starting point of text. So I just click here, because at this end we need to write X, at this end we need to write Y. So I click here. Specify text height. Text height is by default 0.2 is there. If you go with 0.2, you simply click enter, or if you want to change, you can change. So text height to 0.2 is not sufficient. I will give 5. Specify rotation angle. Rotation angle by default 0 is there. 0 means we get horizontal text. If you specify rotation angle, some angle, the text will come in that direction. So always we write horizontal direction only. So give 0. Enter. Now if you type here X, we'll get X here, and click here again Y. X and Y. If you want to come out of the command, double enter. Click double enter. Okay, you come out of the command. So this is X and Y. After that, what should we do? You need to put front view and top view of points. So suppose if the front view is at a height of 20 mm or at a height of 30 mm, I don't have problems with me. I just draw roughly, and I don't know the values exactly. So from here, suppose 30 mm above HP, for example, 30 mm above HP, and 40 mm below HP, in front of VP. So 40. So this is 30 and this is 40. So you need to indicate points here. So for that point, the short form for point is only P. PO. P is for pan. Point for point is PO. Enter. Specify a point. I will specify a point here. I will specify a point here, but it is not visible actually. Point is not visible. So select, right click, go to properties. Here, where is the size? Font size. Font size is not here. Just close this box. Go to PD style. PD style. Enter. This is text style. PD type, not style. PD type. See, point style. The command for changing the point style is PD type. So this dot style is there. So that is why that is not visible. So if you go to this option, circle, we can easily see. And the point size is 5 is there. 5 is I think too big. Go for with 3. Okay. See, now we can able to see the points here. Right. Now again we need to give the text. Starting point here. Again it is asking for specify height. We go with 5 only. So simply press enter. Angle, simply press enter. So for front view, how you indicate? A dash, right? And for top view, A, lowercase letters. And here the intersection point is shown with the O, right? Like this we show. And here, from here to here, the distance we have given 20. So that distance also we need to show. For that we go to dimension option. In this dimension, we have linear dimension, aligned. Aligned means if inclined lines are there, inclined distance has shown. Angular, angles, radius, diameter, different options are there. We take a linear dimension because it's a straight line. Click here and here, just drag like this. Again, this is not visible. So if you click on this and go to right click, properties are there. In this properties text, this text height is 0.18. We can change here 5. And units precision, 4 decimal places are there, not required. Without decimals we give precision 0. And anything to change, arrows also we can change. Arrows also not visible, lines and arrows. Arrow size also very less, I give 3. Close this box. We get this way 30. This is 30. Same way dimension, this one. See, again we don't get these options. That means we select this one and we change the values for this dimension line only. Again we don't get these values here. Again it is not visible. So to change once for all, what we do, we go to dimension style. The command is dim style. This one, dimension style. Here go to modify. In this modify option, arrows, arrow size, arrow size, how much we give? Arrow 3, yeah? 3. Text height 5. We will check depending on the diagram. We need to change the values. Precision also, no need of precision, 0. That's all. Okay. After that, you click on set current. Set current, close. So it will change. Now later if you take any value, also whatever the dimensions we change, the same thing we get here. Same values, text height 5, arrow size 3. Same thing will reflect here. If you go to modify option and if you click on set current, okay, like this we change. So front view of point A dash, top view of point A is A here. 30 mm above HP, 40 mm in front of VP. First we draw reference line XY and draw front view on top view. Join a line from front view to top view. This line we called as a projector. And these are the dimensions. The intersection point between projector and reference line is O. If you want to write the text already I have shown anyway. XY A dash A already did the text also. So like this we need to draw. So class we will discuss nearly 6 or 7 problems of points. So you try all these problems in AutoCAD this way. Okay. Now we will discuss about straight lines, because only these commands are sufficient for straight lines also. So we will discuss straight lines now for the next 1 hour. Any doubt, ma, in this?
Take any point of the
Up to this level?
take any point of the curve like this now. Right? This is the point. N. Take any point of the curve.
Okay. Your silence is treated as there is no doubts. Now put the heading, projection of straight lines. Projection of straight lines.
Take any point on the curve like this. This is the point. Can you see the point? This is the point.
How you define
So
straight
take
line,
any
ma?
point
How
N
you define a straight line?
like this and name it as N. Next name it as N.
Generally, straight lines are defined as the shortest distance between any two points is called a straight line. Straight line indicates the shortest distance between two points. So in these straight lines, you please note down
At the center
the
line.
position of straight line.
At the center line.
The position of straight line
At the center line.
with respect to the reference planes. The position of straight line
This one.
with respect to the reference planes
This one not.
can be with respect to the reference planes can be first one, line parallel to both planes,
Name it as N.
line
Name it as N.
parallel to both planes,
Center radius are 2.5 centimeters at the center line CB at N.
second one,
Then you have to do
line contained by one or both planes. Both planes means what are the both planes here? Please respond, anyone?
and name it as O.
Line parallel to both planes. What are those both planes?
At the center line. From N to a perpendicular line perpendicular to that point.
Please respond, anyone?
If you do, then what you need to do is join this O and N.
Both planes means horizontal.
HPVP.
HPVP, very good. Horizontal plane and vertical plane. Okay, first one is line parallel to both planes. Second one, line contained by one or both planes. Line contained by one or both planes. Third one, line perpendicular to one plane. Line perpendicular to one plane. Fourth one, line inclined to one plane parallel to other. Line inclined to one plane and parallel to other. Line inclined to one plane and parallel to other. In this you have two varieties. Note down. In fourth, write A and B. A, inclined to HP parallel to VP. Inclined to HP parallel to VP. B is inclined to VP parallel to HP. Inclined to VP parallel to HP. And fifth one is line inclined to both planes. Line inclined to both planes. So total 4 or 5 positions are there. Out of all these positions, if the line is there in these positions, how can we get the front view and top view? We will see. And one more important thing is, in case of points, we will discuss all coordinates, first, second, third, fourth, all quadrants we discuss in case of points. But from today's class, from today's lines class onwards, straight lines onwards, we will discuss only the first angle projection. Only the first angle projection means the line is always situated in the first quadrant only. So there is no confusion from today's class, because when the line is situated in the first quadrant, the front view is always above xy line, the top view is always below xy line. Okay, there is no confusion. Any problem, you get front view above xy line, top view below xy line only. In the previous class, you get front views there above and below, top view also above and below, anywhere you get. But from now, we discuss only the first angle projection. The object is situated in first quadrant. Front view is above xy line, top view is below xy line. And you note down one sentence, all of you. I think I have given already. I'm not sure. Any distances or angles with horizontal plane are visible in front view. Shall I give this sentence or not in the earlier class? Any distances, Arraj, you note down once again. Any distances or angles with respect to HP. Any distances or angles with respect to HP are visible in front view. Any distances or angles with respect to HP are visible in front view. Next, any distances or angles with respect to VP are visible in top view. Are visible in top view. Next point, in case of first angle projection, front view above reference line, front view is above reference line, and top view is below reference line, below xy, above xy, below xy. Front view is above reference line, top view is below reference line. Okay, please keep in mind these points. Front view above reference line, top view below reference line, because we are dealing with only first angle projection. And any distances or angles with respect to HP. That means anything with respect to HP is given in the problem. Those values you need to put above XY line. Visible in front view, and front view is above XY. So you need to put above XY line with respect to HP. What are the values are given in the problem? Those values you need to put above XY. With respect to VP, those values are visible in top view. Top view is below XY. So those values you need to put below XY line. Don't confuse. Be clear. We will directly discuss the problems, then only it is you can able to understand easily. Note on first problem. Parallel to both HP and VP. Parallel to both HP and VP and 25 mm from each. Parallel to both HP and VP and 25 mm from each. Just wait, I don't have camera with this system. I just join through my mobile. Please wait. I will show you. Only for this class I need to show how the line is located in front view. From next class onwards, no need to explain all these things. You can directly straight away draw. Please wait, I will join through my mobile.
I can remove the picture or still see. So, top tends to be the five, 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 37, 8, 18, 22, and 10.
Is it visible, ma? Am I visible or not? Hello?
Yes, no? Oh, okay, okay. Then one basic concept is that no idea. Is it for 5 months?
Am I visible or not?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. See, the problem given to you is just one or two problems I will show you this way. Parallel to line is parallel to both HP and VP and 25 mm from each. So this is the first quadrant, horizontal plane, vertical plane. Now the line is in this position. So this is parallel to vertical plane as well as parallel to horizontal plane. This in this position and 25 mm from each. That means this height is 25 mm. This distance is also 25 mm. In this position, we have the line. So the front view we get here. This height is how much now?
25.
25 mm. Top view, when you see from the top view we get here. And when we rotate, if you rotate, we get this way. So this distance is also 25. Or if you do you have any, if you have any confusion in this, you simply blindly you put from HP and VP it is 25 mm. So simply 25 above XY, 25 below XY. And the line is parallel to both. That's why you draw a line parallel to XY. There and here and there. Okay. So but actually the position of line is like this, in this position. Okay. So if it is like that, how you get the projection? Screen is visible, ma? AutoCAD screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now first what we do? First you need to draw a XY line. We draw XY line and then at a height of 25 mm. So at a height of 25, you need to draw a line. What is the length of the line? Length of the line not given, na? take length of line 75 mm. Length of line in your problem, it has not given. Take length of line 75 mm. So draw a 75 mm line, type 75.
Ma'am, once again repeat the question.
Draw the projections of a, actually I just give you parallel to both HP and VP, right? Before that, you note down, draw the projections of a 75 mm long line. Draw the projections of a 75 mm long line parallel to both HP and VP. Draw the projections of a 75 mm long line parallel to both HP and VP and 25 mm from each. That means the length of line is 75 mm and from horizontal plane 25 mm, from vertical plane 25 mm. So this side also 25, 75, this way we draw. Or if you have any confusion, better keep all this in another color. And whatever is the main diagram is this, these two are the main. Those two you keep in white. So remaining lines we call as construction lines. Construction line means the lines which are useful to construct the front view and top view. Those lines we call construction lines. So this is front view. This white line is front view. This white line is top view. Okay. Now show the dimensions. This is 25 mm above XY, above horizontal plane. 25 mm from VP. Right. The length of line is 75 mm. Now give the text. X. This is X. And this is Y. And here A dash. B dash. Line, if you take line as AB, this is A dash and B dash. Front view. Top view is A and B. Like this. And here also, this intersection point you take as O, but in lines you get two intersection points. So this is O1 and O2. This intersection point is O1, this intersection point is O2. If you have any confusion, you put point. One point here. Actually, main line we take white color. Better you keep this XY line also white, then it is easy to understand. See, XY line, front view, top view. A dash, B dash is front view, AB is top view. 25 mm above HP, 25 mm in front of VP. Length of line is 75 mm. This way we need to draw. Draw the total diagram in one color and then you highlight final views, front view, A dash, B dash, A, B with white color. Right? Next problem. Line AB 75 mm long. Line AB 75 mm long, parallel to and 40 mm in front of VP, parallel to and 40 mm in front of VP and in the HP. Parallel to and 40 mm in front of VP and in the HP. So parallel to and 40 mm in front of VP. Parallel to VP. This is VP. Is it visible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
This is VP. Parallel to VP. So this is parallel to VP and 40 mm in front of VP. This distance from VP is 40 mm and in the HP. So at a distance of 40 mm from VP, it is in the HP like this. The line is here. Now where you get the front view? Where you get the front view?
On XY.
On XY, because it is in the HP. From HP there is no distance. So front view is on XY. Top view is here only. When we rotate, we get the top view below XY. How much is the distance of top view from XY? Distance of top view from XY. How much is the distance of top view from XY? Forty mm. How much is it? 40 mm. 40 mm in front of VP. See line XY. After that, where you get the front view, ma? On XY. Here only. You get front view. And top view is below XY anyway. How much is the distance of top view? 40. Length of line is 75. And this we get. So if we take the dimension, this is 40 from VP. The length of line is 75. And this is front view and top view. Give the text. A dash. B dash. A. B. Right? Keep all in one color. Only two. show the variation between main diagram and front view and top view. We will give this way. AB top view, A dash B dash dash is missing here. A dash B dash is front view. Right? Practice is required to draw in AutoCAD. You slowly practice. It is very easy, not a problem. Try to understand the projections of straight lines first. That is important now. So, AutoCAD practice you can do later also. Next problem. Draw the projections of a projections of a draw the projections of a 60 mm long line. Draw the projections of a 60 mm long line perpendicular to HP and 20 mm in front of VP, perpendicular to HP and 20 mm in front of VP, and its one end 15 mm above HP. Draw the projections of a 60 mm long line perpendicular to HP and 20 mm in front of VP. Its one end 15 mm above HP. So see, the position is perpendicular to HP. So this is the position perpendicular to HP. Right, perpendicular to HP. 20 mm in front of VP. This length, this distance from VP, this is 20 mm in front of VP. Its one end 15 mm above HP. This height from horizontal plane. One end means the bottom end. Bottom end is 15 mm above HP. This height is 15 mm. This distance is 20 mm. Here is the line. Okay. So the front view is a vertical line we get on the vertical plane at a height of 15 mm. The top view, what is the top view? When you see from the top, front view is a vertical line. Top view is what?
Point.
Top view is a point, right? Top view is a point. Here we get 1 point, and when we rotate, we get 1 point here. Okay, so we will see. First draw line AB, and then it is perpendicular to HP, or instead of imagine every time there are some blind differences with respect to HP means visible in front view. Here it is, line is perpendicular to HP. So the front view, in the front view, the line is perpendicular to XY simply. So perpendicular to HP, 20 mm in front of VP. Its one end is 15 mm above HP. One end of the line is 15 mm above HP. From here to here, you take 15 mm, one end of line. And the length of line is how much? Length of line 60 mm. So we put a point here. This is the line. This is 15 mm. One end of the line is 15 mm above HP. Length of line is 60 mm from XY. And in the VP, How much is the distance from VP? 20 mm. So take 20 mm here. Here you take the point. Right. So now this is the length of line 60. This height is 15 mm and top U. That is from VP, it is 20. Right. Do the text. Write the text. X X Y. This is A dash B dash. This point is what, ma? This is which point? See, this is the line. The line is in this vertical position here, this way. So bottom point is shown as A dash, top is B dash. So when we see from the top, which is visible? B or A? Which end is visible?
B.
B is visible. So this point is B. This is not A, right? Or you do one thing. B is visible. So put B. Inside the brackets, you write A. So if you show the point this way, what is the meaning? This is not a point. This point represents a straight line. That means the straight line looks like a point here. If you simply put B here, B indicates a point. But if you put B inside the brackets A, this AB is a straight line. But the line AB looks like a point in the top view. That is the meaning. So in this line AB, end B is visible. That is why B is outside. End A is invisible. That is why we put inside the brackets. And here this is O. Intersection point between these projectors and XY is O. That no need to mention. If you mention it is fine. Like this you write. Okay. Now this is also okay, but if you have any confusion, in those case, better you keep only the main diagram. This is the main diagram. That one, this point. A dash B dash is front view, A is top view. Okay. Any doubt, ma? Don't concentrate on AutoCAD. First, you concentrate on projections. AutoCAD, you practice
మ్యామ్
later.
ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ క్వశ్చన్ చెప్పరా?
Draw the projections of a 60 mm long line perpendicular to HP and 20 mm in front of VP. Its one end 15 mm above HP. It is perpendicular to HP. See, I gave 3 sentences for you. Front view is always above XY, top view is always below XY in case of first angle projection. So always you draw front view above XY, top view below XY. And next sentence is any distance given from with respect to HP is visible in front view. So here what is the distance with respect to HP? It is perpendicular to HP. Line is perpendicular to HP means you draw a perpendicular line above XY. To the line XY is perpendicular to XY line, that too you draw above XY because it is visible in front view. HP is visible in front view with respect to HP.
So perpendicular to HP. So the line is perpendicular to XY in front view, above line, above XY, and 20 mm in front of VP. Any distances with respect to VP are visible in top view, that is below line. So this 20 mm you put below XY. Its one end is 15 mm above HP. 15 mm is with respect to HP, visible in front view. Front view is above the line. So HP, with respect to HP, 15 mm you show above line, 15. Very simple. With respect to HP, distance is 15. So put above XY. With respect to VP, distance is 20. Put below XY. Length of line, line is perpendicular. So draw perpendicular line to XY. Perpendicular to HP. That's why you draw in front view perpendicular line. Suppose it is perpendicular to VP. You draw a perpendicular line in top view, that is below XY line. But here it is with HP. Perpendicular is with HP. So we will put perpendicular line above. The length of line is 60 anyway. Like that. Blindly also you can draw easily. Right? Now we will see in this way. Always showing the planes, horizontal plane, vertical plane, and show the straight line with one pen. All these are not all nonsense. So we will try this way now. Next problem. Draw the projection of a 60 mm long line. Draw the projection of a 60 mm long line. 60 mm long line perpendicular to HP, perpendicular to HP in the VP, perpendicular to HP in the VP, and its one end is in the HP, and its one end is in the HP. I don't show any planes or line, pen or anything. We will straight away do here. See, the line length is 60 mm, leave it. It is perpendicular to HP. First draw XY line. Perpendicular to HP means where we draw perpendicular line? Above XY or below XY? Where you draw perpendicular line? Above XY, right? So above XY we need to draw perpendicular line. It is in the VP. First and its one end is in the HP. One end is in the HP means this perpendicular line here. Here one end is, previous problem, one end is 15 mm above HP. But here in this problem, one end is in the HP. So one end is in the HP means the line is on XY. One end of line is on XY. And we draw other end this way. Right. Agreed or not? Agreed or not? Next, it is in the VP. In the VP means where you get top view. Generally, top view we get below XY, but it is in the VP. So where you get top view? Where you get top view, ma?
Below reference line.
Below, usually we get below reference line, top view. But in this problem, the line is in the VP.
VP means on the.
On XY, we get on XY. So this is line. A dash. And this is B dash. And which is visible? A or B? Which is visible?
A.
A is visible because A is at the top end. A, inside the brackets B. A, B. That's all. Because it is in the VP, so the top view AB is on XY. Right? This is line XY and the dimension is only the length of line. We get 59. Bit 60. Okay. It is perpendicular to HP. So we draw perpendicular line above XY. One end is in the HP. So the B dash we put on XY. Earlier case, one end is 15 mm above HP. So we put A dash 15 mm above. But here, this gap is not there. One end is in the HP. So we get B dash on XY. And it is also in the VP. In the VP means here, this 20. This 20 is also not there. In the earlier problem, 20 mm from VP. In front of VP. But here that 20 mm in front of VP is not there. It is in the VP. So we get on XY. Like this we get. Right? Try to understand. Try to imagine. If you understand the concept, it is very, very easy. We will see next problem. You try on your own, each and every student. Next problem. Draw the projections of a 70 mm long line. Draw the projections of a, you write on your notes these diagrams roughly. Later on you practice in AutoCAD. Draw the projections of a 70 mm long line perpendicular to VP, perpendicular to VP and 25 mm above HP and 25 mm above HP. Its one end is in the VP. Its one end is in the VP. Its one end is in the VP. Try to draw all of you. I will show you the answer later. Try all of you. Perpendicular to VP. So where you draw perpendicular line?